Two Russians, same name. Two Americans, same race, made history on this day. Any guesses? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sotonye Afiesimama. If you're a subscriber, thank you. Thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you for your support. If you're a returning visitor, thanks again. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate you dropping by once again. Thanks for your support as well. If you're here for the first time, yes, this is my channel and my name again is Sotonye Afiesimama. Thanks for dropping by. Here I share important historical events that happened on this day, hence the title, Today in History. So the idea is, we want to share what happened in history, the good and the bad. Hopefully we learn from the bad. When we see history unfolding before our eyes, especially negative history, we know what to do to avoid the mistakes of the past. So that's essentially why I'm sharing videos on Today in History. We cannot individually change history, but collectively, I believe we have the strength in numbers. So if we see anything that's unfolding in our neighborhood or in our world, for instance, the SARS protests that took place in Nigeria not too long ago, the worldwide protests against the vaccine, we are in our rights. We have every right to protest when we see inconsistencies unfolding before our very eyes. There is nothing wrong with that. It's our constitutional rights. Unless proof is provided to the contrary, then there's nothing wrong with going out there to make history, to change the course of history. Okay, guys, let's get cracking. So what happened on this day? 1154 is the year. I shall roll back the blind. And this guy pictured here is called Adrian IV. So that's Adrian IV. This was the day he was elected Pope. And the reason why I featured him was he's unique because he is the only Englishman to occupy the papal throne. Adrian IV, the only Englishman to occupy the papal throne. So he was elected on this day in 1154. I did talk about England's relationship with the Catholic Church, how I think it's Henry VIII who wanted to take on and marry another wife, wanted to divorce his wife, and then marry another one, and the Catholic Church was against it. Hence, a schism happened in the church. The English Church decided to break away from the Roman Catholic Church and became the Anglican Church. So interesting, it was because a man wanted to divorce his wife that we have the Protestant church today, or the Anglican Church. Right, so that's history as it happened. So basically, Adrian IV, the fourth election, obviously happened before the schism. And after the schism, obviously, an Englishman couldn't occupy that post because most English people, the vast majority of English people are Anglicans or Protestants. Okay, right, so let's move on now to the next event on this day. Ivan the Terrible, also featured in one of my previous videos, so go check it out. If I find it, I shall put a link here. So this is Ivan the Terrible. I guess that's his name in Russian. He was proclaimed Grand Prince of Moscow on this day in 1533. Interestingly, he was just 3 years old. He became Grand Prince of Moscow upon the death of his father, Grand Prince Vasily III, until his mother, ruling in Ivan's name until her death in 1538. So the mother ruled for him basically. So he was 8 then when he became ruler, Grand Prince of Moscow in 1538. Right, so Vasily, that's the clue. Okay, so that's we have one Vasily now. If you remember from the outset, I did mention 2 Russians who made history on this day. Now the second one is called Vasily Kandinsky, and here he is. The clue He's an artist, of course. Yes, Vasily Kandinsky. Full name Vasily Vasilyevich Kandinsky. Born on this day in 1866. He's a Russian-born artist, one of the first creators of pure abstraction in modern painting. After successful avant-garde exhibitions, he founded the influential Munich group, the Blaue Reiter, or the Blue Rider in English, and began completely abstract painting. His forms evolved from fluid and organic to geometric and finally to pictographic. So, Vasily Kandinsky, the second Russian who made history, namesake to the other Russian, Prince Vasily III, the father of Ivan the Terrible. Ivan the Terrible again was proclaimed Grand Prince of Moscow on this day. In 1533, Vasily Kandinsky was born. 333 years later, believe it or not. So the other Vasily, born 333 years later. So 1949, a few centuries later, we have Jeff Bridges, born on this day. He's an American actor known for his laid-back personality and his versatility. So happy birthday, Jeff Bridges, who is 71 years old today. In 1961, so 12 years later, the birth control pill became available to everyone, obviously. Every woman who needed to have the birth control pill. Then 9 years later, this is the other clue, Jay-Z. I've always wanted to say this. Well, I just have to say this, guys. This guy used to be Beyonce's fiance, you know? So yeah, Jay-Z was born on this day, 1970. So happy birthday, Jay-Z. He is 50 years old today. Incredible. Doesn't look 50, man. The guy looks like he's in his late 30s or even mid 30s. So, American rapper and entrepreneur, Jay-Z, one of the most influential figures in hip-hop in the 1990s and the early 2000s. So that's him here looking cool as a cucumber. Okay, 3 years later, the other clue, also African-American. I did mention that at the outset. 1973, it's the beautiful Tyra Banks, who is 47 years old today. She is an American model and television personality. So happy birthday, happy 47th birthday, Tyra Banks. Sojourner on Mars. Now, this is not Sojourner Truth. Didn't talk about Sojourner Truth in one of my previous videos. If I find it again, I'll put a link right here. So, this is the Sojourner on Mars, the unmanned space vehicle. Mars Pathfinder was launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, in order to explore the surface of Mars. And in the year 2000, last but not least, on this day, Surinamese politician Henck Arron, pictured here, who helped Suriname gain its independence, which happened in 1975 from the Netherlands, and served as Prime Minister from 1973 to 1980 until being overthrown by the military. He died on this day at the age of 64. So this is again Surinamese politician Henck Arron, who helped Suriname gain its independence, which happened in 1975. This was the day that he died. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's Today in History. It was short, straight to the point. Yeah, trying to make my videos a bit shorter, so that's not to get you guys, not to bore you guys to tears. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I shall see you tomorrow, December 5th, for another edition of Today in History. Again, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It will help me a lot. Thanks guys. See you tomorrow, December 5th. Stay safe. Bye-bye.